Good morning, students. Today, our class is Social Science, and we will study a new chapter, Unit number 8, Role of Parliament in a Democratic Country. I am reading from textbook. You also open your textbook and read with me. Who gives the power to the government to take decisions and implement laws? The answer to these questions depends on what type of government is in that particular country. In democracy, supreme power is vested in the people and is exercised directly by them or by their elected agents. They elect their leaders by casting vote. The elected leaders and representatives form the government. In a democracy, the government has to give clarification and provide reasons for the decision undertaken. The other form of government is the monarchy. In this type of government, the power to take decision and run administration in is in the hands of the kings or queen. King discusses the matters with his group of advisors, but the power to take the final decision lies with the king or queen only. The most important characteristics of democracy is that the sole power or power to rule is not in the hands of one person or a group of people. Every citizen is a member in the decision making process. People themselves are the creators of their destiny. The word for democracy in Gujarati is Lokshahi. Democratic government is for the people. It means the welfare of the people is the main aim of the government. Democracy is run by people as the representatives elected by the people run the administration. Things to know. Form of government. Two types of government, monarchy and democracy. And democracy, a presidential government and parliamentary government. Presidential government, two units, unitary governments and federal government. And parliamentary government means unitary government and federal states. We have parliamentary governments. Unitary governments mean union government, and federal states means the 28 states we have, that is called federal states. Your school must have been organizing election for school panchayat. Similarly, your class monitor also have been elected. At times it happens that the monitor is not elected but selected directly. As a result, others who wanted to be the monitor feel discontented and express their disapproval. I am not reading activity, just reading after the activity. Like it is done in the school, representatives are elected in a democratic government too. The leader of the party that wins the majority of seats becomes the prime minister, and he selects members from the group of elected representatives to form the council of ministers. These ministers are assigned various departments and duties. How is the parliament formed? Parliament. India has adopted parliamentary form of democracy. The parliament is the supreme institution in India. The parliament of India consists of the president and the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is known as lower house and the Rajya Sabha is known as the upper house. Now, what is parliament here written? Lok Sabha total members 545 total members. Out of these 26 seats for Gujarat. Rajya Sabha total members 250, 11 seats for Gujarat. The Indian Parliament formed post independences in the symbol of trust of the people of India. The main features of decision making in a democracy are people's consent and their participation. In our system of governance, the parliament enjoys complete power since it comprises the elected representatives of the nation. Parliament functions as stated below to control the government and to provide information and guidance to it. Number two, to make laws and make amendments in them. How is Lok Sabha formed? House of People. The election for the Lok Sabha and the State Legislative Assembly Vidhan Sabha are conducted in the same way. Lok Sabha elections are held every 5 years. Each constituency is represented by one elected members in the parliament. The candidates who contest for the seat in parliament are usually active in various political parties. The elected candidate is known as the member of parliament or MP. All these elected members collectively form the Lok Sabha. How is the ruling party formed? After the elections of Lok Sabha, party-wise list of all the members of the parliament is formed. From this list, it becomes clear how many members from which political parties are there. If any party wants to form the government, then there should be a majority of elected members from that party. After the elections, the leader of the party or a coalition of the parties which has a clear majority in the parliament is appointed as the Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister of India is the head of ruling party. The Prime Minister selected ministers from the members of his party. In this way, the Council of Ministers is formed. The ministers with Prime Minister take all the decisions. These ministers take care of the responsibility of work related to their representative ministries such as health, education, finance, etc. Each minister is responsible for any questions related to his ministry to the member of parliament. How is Rajya Sabha formed or upper house? Okay, now we will study how is Rajya Sabha formed, upper house. The elected members of the legislative assembly of each state elect members for Rajya Sabha. There are 250 members in Rajya Sabha. Out of them, 238 are elected. The remaining 12 members are nominated by the President of India. The Rajya Sabha is the permanent house. It never get dissolved completely. One third of the member of Rajya Sabha retire every 2 years after completing their 6 years term, and the new members are included. The Rajya Sabha represents the state of our country. The Rajya Sabha also can propose a bill. It is important to have the consent of the Rajya Sabha before passing any bill. This House of Parliament reviews the bill passed by the Lok Sabha. Thus, the role of Rajya Sabha is very important. The person who presides over the session of Rajya Sabha is known as the chairman. The Vice President of India acts as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Question hour in the Parliament. When the Parliament is in session at the beginning of the day, the time for the question hour is decided upon. During the question hour, the members of Parliament ask questions to gather information on the working of the government. This is how the Parliament controls the executive. Though the medium of questioning, members draw the attention of the government towards its loopholes. In this way, the government comes to know about the views and opinions of the people through their representative. It is an important responsibility of the members to question the government. The opposition party plays a major role in the effective administration of a democracy. In highlight, it highlights the loopholes in the policies and the programs of the government. The person who presides over the session in the Lok Sabha is known as the Speaker. President is the most important and integral part of the Parliament. A bill that is passed by both the House can become a law only after his signature. He has the power to decide about the meetings of the Parliament and announces the completion of the session too. So here your eighth chapter is completed. I hope you will read at least 2 to 3 times and then you will understand everything. Okay, see you in next class. Thank you.